Hey everybody, the Super Vader 400 here, back for another review. And this time, this is my review of the 2016 DC Extended Universe, which I consider DC Extended Universe Phase 1. Phase 1. Um, this universe actually started in 2013 with the Man of Steel reboot, Superman reboot film. In my opinion, despite the mixed reviews and despite the problems I had with the film, this movie right here was awesome and was a great start to the DC extended universe. Before I continue, I I love the DC extended universe. I initially had my doubts about the universe before seeing Batman v Superman and now most recently Suicide Squad, but now after seeing these two awesome movies, I can't wait. I can't wait for next year's second installment of the DC extended universe. But let's continue with Man of Steel. Yeah, Man of Steel. This was a great film. This was a great film, and I love the modern, realistic telling of Superman. This went in a whole new direction from the Richard Donner films and tried to make it like if Superman existed in our world. They made it like X-Men with Superman not being used to in the beginning, not being used to his powers, not being able to reveal himself to the public, and with him being treated as a threat by the military. These are themes you would see in an X-Men movie more so than a Man of Steel film. And this is one of the things that was controversial about about this um about this film. Finally, I also love the modern day intense fighting sequences. That's one of the things I love about directors like Michael Bay and Zack Snyder. When it comes to visuals and action, man, man, that's one of the things I love about Michael Bay and Zack Snyder. They do both of these things well. Next is and I loved Henry Cavill as Superman. Michael Shannon, like Trilby said, while not as good as Tom Hiddleston as Loki, Tom Hiddleston is Loki and other supervillains seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Michael Shannon did a great job as Zod, and I love how they modernized and made Zod a more sympathetic character. And the old Superman and Superman 2, um, Terrence Tramp, I think that's his name. His General Zod was just a super powerful alien who wanted to take over Earth. In this series, Zod, he came to Earth because he initially wanted to save his world. When that was no longer possible, he wanted to make Superman. He wanted to kill Superman and make everyone in his world suffer. Make everyone in his world suffer. Loved Michael Shannon's new and Zack Snyder's new interpretation of Zod. So like I said, this was an awesome film to start the universe. The only thing I like about this film was too much CGI. All that stuff that we saw on Krypton, in my opinion, was not necessary. They should have had a set similar to Star Wars and Judge Dredd. That's the ideal set for Krypton, in my opinion. Next is the 2016 film Batman v Superman. I was hugely looking forward to this film until I saw the reviews for this film. That's the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes and the various fan reviews on YouTube, and I decided to skip it. And to this day, like I said, I will always regret that decision because I finally got to watch a leaked version, and I watched the leaked version to give my shot at it. I wanted to hate on the Batman v Superman film, and I wanted to rant and tear it apart. As soon as I turned it on, I was instantly a fan from the opening intro, which shows Bruce Wayne, Batman's origin, all the way to the last two fight scenes, all the way to the last three fight scenes with Batman versus Superman, Batman versus Lex Luthor's terrorist organization to save Martha Kent, and of course the final battle with Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman fighting Doomsday. This was an awesome film. Despite the problems, the various inconsistencies and the pacing issues, Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, Lawrence Fishburne, Jeremy Irons, Diane Delane, all of these actors own their roles, and the visuals and the sets complete and the action completely carry this film despite all of the problems. And I came in wanting to hate this film. This film was awesome, and I was sad that I didn't watch it. I regretted not watching it when it was released. It would have took me out of the huge depression and slump I was going through during that time period, during that short-lived time period. But like I said, awesome film, and the special edition version is even better. Improves several aspects of the film. It actually helps explain the story um, more, which was one of the criticisms why a lot of people didn't like this film. Um, but like I said, just an awesome film, and yeah. Now the next film is Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad. Now believe me, I thought this film was gonna suck. After seeing Batman v Superman, I was like, how does the death of Superman how does Batman v Superman and the death of Superman lead right into Suicide Squad, a supervillain movie? So that was the first problem I had. The second problem I had with it was the, before seeing Suicide Squad, I was totally against supervillain movies, man. Even though some of these are anti-heroes, why would I want to root for supervillains? Yeah, some of these supervillains are sympathetic, but they're still villains. They're still criminals. They're still scum. Why do I want to see a film cheering for them? And I always thought supervillain movies were a mistake. You saw Spider-Man try to do a stupid Sinister Six spin-off, the Amazing Spider-Man film franchise, which I thought was dumb. So happy that franchise is no more. I could have told them back in 2004 that Catwoman would have been a failure before it was released. A Catwoman film with her as the hero and no Batman or no other characters like that. Failure. I didn't think this was gonna be good, but the large and colorful cast of characters made me want to see this film. They had characters like Deadshot, Killer Croc, Slipknot, Captain Boomerang, Joker, Harley Quinn, and many more, all together in one movie. All together in one movie. I thought that alone was worth the price of admission and of course I also wanted to see the film because I heard Ben Affleck would have a role and would be appearing in this film, and both of his cameos in the film were awesome. All three of his cameos in the film were awesome, man. Yeah. Yeah, this film right here was awesome from the opening, beginning with Will Smith's Deadshot character to all the way to the final battle with Enchantress and her brother. Like I said, awesome film. Visuals, story, action, cast, and characters and everything. Some of these characters, like Captain Boomerang, were kind of useless, but like I enjoyed every character with Deadshot, Diablo, Will Smith's Deadshot, Diablo, um, Harley Quinn and Joker, and Killer Croc, in my opinion. All of these characters were the MVPs of the film. These were the highlights of the film and the characters who really carried the film. And like I said, I just love what they did with the Deadshot character. Will Smith, he killed in this film, and him and Ben Affleck's Batman scene was awesome in the very beginning, man. In the very beginning, this film received negative reviews, but I thought this film was awesome, and in my opinion, this is already right now the best of the DC Extended Universe. The DC Extended Universe got better and better with each film. Man of Steel was a good start. Then you have Batman v Superman, Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman in one movie. Then of course you got Suicide Squad. All these supervillains in one movie. Speaking of that, and see, this was one. This was another reason I didn't think I was gonna enjoy the Suicide Squad. Another problem I had with the Suicide Squad going into the film was the villain at the end, Enchantress. See, this villain right here, instead of calling the Suicide Squad to take down this threat, no, you should have got the Justice League Dark team. See, and I was mad they chose to make a supervillain movie over the Justice League Dark with Superman gone. You should have had this team fight a villain like Enchantress. This team, Deadman, Spectre, Swamp Thing, Constantine, Katana, Zatanna, and many more. All those characters, they should have fought Enchantress and her brother. I actually thought the Suicide Squad would be fighting a terrorist organization like something out of G.I. Joe or something. But no, they fought a superpowered villain like Enchantress, which made it more which made it more epic and more heroic, because these were ordinary characters with guns and boom with besides Killer Croc and Diablo, and to a lesser extent Katana, whose sword can trap souls. These were lesser beings with weapons fighting a superpowered villain. That made it more awe-inspiring and more heroic, more made it more heroic and interesting. But they should have got the Justice League Dark to fight this team. This would have been a perfect opportunity to introduce those characters. But like I said, this was an awesome film, and I love how it successfully continued from Batman v Superman. Before seeing the film, I didn't think this film fit into the DC extended universe. All the films coming next year, the Justice League and Wonder Woman, I see how those fit, but I didn't see how a Suicide Squad film would fit into the DC extended universe. But like I said, awesome film. This is also my thoughts on the upcoming Phase 2 of the DC Extended Universe film, which begins next year with Wonder Woman and finishes with the Justice League film. There are only 2 films next year, so that's Phase 2 and the 2017 DC Extended Universe. First of all, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman looks awesome. This was like a badass hybrid of Captain America and Thor. Right now, I think the Marvel Cinematic Universe is much better than the DC Extended Universe when it comes to because of their narrative flow and how they introduced all these characters in their own films first. However, DC Extended Universe, in my opinion, with Wonder Woman and Justice League are about to surpass Marvel. One thing I like better about the DC Extended Universe, besides the darker tone, I like how the power levels, how powerful these characters are. They go all out when it comes to special effects in his films, whereas Marvel's they take stuff from the comics but they try to ground it in reality. DC does a little bit of the grounding of reality, but when it comes to power levels, they go all out, and that's one thing I like better about the DC Extended Universe. Wonder Woman was like an even badder version of Thor and Captain America. And of course, you got Justice League, which is like an even bigger and badder version of the Avengers, man. Of the Avengers. The 2 trailers were awesome. The Justice League was also lighter. I noticed it was more comical. All the cast members, Jason Momoa as Aquaman, Ray Fisher as Cyborg, Irma, what's his name? Oh, hold on. I'm on what you call it right now. Urza Miller as the Flash, and of course, Ben Affleck will be returning as Superman, and he will have his long hair, the look he had when he returned from the death of Superman in the comic books. And then of course, um, Eisenberg will be returning as a much more deadlier Lex Luthor. Irons will be returning as Alfred. Diane Delane will be returning as Martha Kent, and Amy Adams will be returning as Lois Lane, and of course Perry White. Lawrence Fishburne will be returning as Perry White. Also, Gal Gadot will be returning as Wonder Woman in the film. So then of course Stephen Wolf will be um will be the main antagonist of the film. And the premise, I forgot what it was, but it revolves around some book of stones, something like that. That's what I can check right now. I can check what that was supposed to be. Hold on. Yeah, the premise, months after the events of Batman v Superman. I'm on Wikipedia right now. Bruce Wayne and Diana Wonder Woman assemble a team of metahumans to face the catastrophic threat of Steppenwolf and his army of parademons who are on the hunt for three mother boxes on Earth. Sounds interesting, and like I said, looks like a bigger, badder version of the Avengers. I think right now Marvel MCU is better than the DC Extended Universe, but I think DC is about to completely surpass them because, like I said, these look like a bigger and badder version. Well, this was my review, my short review of the 2016 DC Extended Universe, and my thoughts on the upcoming 2017 film. I'll be doing longer, in-depth reviews of the Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Suicide Squad films on my Doug A798 and this channel. All right, Doug out.